up, YouTube? My name's Felpel. To my subscribers, welcome back, and if you're not subscribed, hit that button now. So the very first tutorial that I ever put out was this 80s synthwave styled arpeggio. And while a lot of people enjoyed that, I got a ton of comments about the pads that were in the background track. That was, by the way, from my track Saved, which is on my upcoming album. Pre-order link is below. Shameless self-promo. I thought about doing a tutorial. It's been on my mind to do it for months. But the story behind that sound is that it's not originally mine. When I originally worked on the track, I was searching myself for presets to get inspired, and I happened to come across a resource called the MicroKorg cookbook. I'll also link that in the description, and specifically the patch that was in that collection was called Ambient Pad. I went through the patch, and as soon as I heard it, basically the juxtaposition of two different oscillators with different waveforms, one set at a different semitone than the other, you get this harmonically rich sound that I knew immediately I wanted in this track. And of course everyone asked about it, and I thought since it's out there as open source, it shouldn't be an issue if I do a tutorial. And then I realized it would be, because it wasn't the original posters patch either. As it turns out, that particular patch is part of a factory preset that is already in the MicroKorg. It is B62 in the retro category, otherwise known as Stairs Pad. Now, I've talked before about how I have a lukewarm relationship with MicroKorg factory presets. Some of them are good, some of them aren't my taste. That's okay. This particular sound, I enjoy the fact that it has both the combination of layering these pads with this arpeggiator, that as you move the mod wheel, it applies a pitch modulation to the arpeggiator that I think is unique. But if you go in and hit the timbre select to select the second layer, and then hit shift and timbre select again, you will actually solo the pad layer. And pretty much that is the sound that's on the song. The only things I did differently to it were to add, of course, EQ, a copious amount of reverb, and some delay at the end of the chain that probably didn't need to be there, but I did it anyway. It just adds something to the sound that makes it unique. Now, this isn't the only track on the album where I used a factory preset either. The song Sanctified, in its second section, has this high pad melody. That actually comes from B38 in the electronica category. By itself, it sounds like a pretty futuristic pad that I kind of like. But of course, add some Valhalla shimmer in there, set the dry wet to 100, and you get this. What I just showed you very briefly is how I use these two factory presets in my songs. And those are the only two songs on the album where I did this, by the way. Most of the sounds on the rest of the album are actually my creations, and those I will explain in further videos. But of course, this brings to mind sort of an uncomfortable topic within the electronic music community. I'm sure if you read Reddit or other sites, you will continue to see people who either complain about the quality of synth presets or feel guilty about using synth presets in their songs, because there is this notion that you have to learn synth programming in order to make music, otherwise you're just being uncreative. In the instance of these two songs, I was not intending to use the synth presets by themselves. Anything that I put into these songs, I almost immediately process with effects, and it's purposeful. I'm attempting to build a world in these songs. If the synth preset by itself sounds good, then I may end up using it, but there's basically a 1% chance that that actually ends up happening. But I don't necessarily see anything wrong with people using factory presets in their songs if it manages to fit the song. The thing that's most important to me as an artist is ideas. If you have good ideas as an artist and you're able to use whatever gear or samples at your disposal, if you're able to make something unique out of it, then I would consider that creative. And on another note, if you're someone who doesn't know synth programming, or you're more of a musician and don't want to go down the sound design route, then there is nothing wrong with using synth presets. In fact, I don't think it's wrong at all for you to buy Vengeance sound packs or Cymatics presets. What matters to me at the end of the day is your musical ideas. And if you're able to make something interesting even out of presets, then I got mad respect for you. Now, of course, the preferred approach is that people would learn synth programming. And that is something that I will tackle in future videos. It's on my bucket list even to get out sort of a series on the basics of synth programming, just to build a resource that I wish I had when I was starting out. But as for this particular video, everyone was asking about this one synth sound, and I hate to tell you, it's a factory preset. But hopefully that will show you the ability of being creative with factory presets. There are really no rules on this. It's about what you want to do as an artist. That's all I really got for this video. So if you happen to like it, hit the like button. Feel free to leave a comment if you want. The pre-order for my new album, which these songs come off of, is in the description. It comes out April 27th. And that's all I got. I'll see you in the next video.